What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Ricky. Great to be here with you guys. And we have a scripture from Genesis chapter 12, verse 1 today. And it says this: The Lord had said to Abram, "Leave your native country, your relatives, and your family, your father's family, and go to the land that I will show you." If you've ever had to move to a new city, a new state, or even a new country, then you know how lonely it can be, especially at the very beginning. Leaving behind family, friends, and loved ones is never easy. Yet that's exactly what God has asked Abram to do when he told him to pack up and move to a foreign land. In a sense, God was asking Abram to step into a period of loneliness. Imagine how difficult this must have been. There were no cell phones, no text messaging, no video chatting apps, and not even a postal service to send communications. In fact, Abram didn't even know where he was going. But there was a promise. God promised Abram that he and his family would be blessed for generations. He promised Abram that good things would come and there would be a great reward. The same is true for you too. If God has led you somewhere and it feels lonely, whether it's a new leadership role, whether it's a new city or a new state, a new job, or anything else, you can rest assured that God's blessing will soon follow. Man, this one I feel. I feel this devotional and I can relate to it because I have had to experience, not just like the loneliness side of it, but moving and packing up and leaving. I've lived all over the country. I live in New York City now at the moment. I was born here in New York City, and then my family packed up. We moved to Florida. I lived in Florida, in Daytona Beach, Florida for, I don't know, seventh grade all the way through high school. I went to college in Jacksonville, but then right after graduating college in Jacksonville, I moved to Portland, Oregon, where I basically knew my wife's family, and that was it. I didn't have any friends there. I didn't have any community there. And then, I was there for almost 5 years. Then I moved from there to New York where I had some family, but started our friendship all over. We were married. We had to leave a great community of friends that we had built. And then we moved from New York to South Carolina, and I was in South Carolina where I didn't know anyone. I was working on staff at a church there. Was there for 2.5 years, then came back to New York to start a church. And so it's like all these cross country moves and building friendships, then leaving them, building community, then moving on from them and starting over, nearly each time. So I get that feeling of loneliness, but I couldn't imagine being Abram. I couldn't imagine having no cell phones, no text messaging, no social media, no video chatting apps, no way or real means to communicate with the people that you've left behind. Yet I can relate to the promise that God made to Abram when he said, your children and their children will be blessed. I will, use you to be a blessing to the nations. And so he promised them something significant. And what I've experienced in my own life is that anytime we've had to step into a season that, God has led us to, that's, often left us feeling like we were alone or isolated, God has always rewarded us. God has always blessed us, and God has always come back and provided in a way that we couldn't have imagined. And I believe the same is true for you too. I believe that if God has led you to the season, like it said, whether it's a new leadership role at work, whether it's a new job, a new city, or something totally different, if you've been led by God to where you are and you're experiencing loneliness right now, then I want you to know God is going to bless you and God is going to reward you handsomely for your faithfulness and your obedience to follow him no matter where he's led you. So that should encourage us. That should be something we take with us. And that should be something that speaks hope into the future that we have. Hope that encourages you guys. Love you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow on Everyday Faith.